called. Touchdown! No! No!
These games are a burial, a blowout, a human lock.
He runs with the 50. He runs with the 40. The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
I know the leagues. I know the teams. I know these players. I know this wonderful game called football.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Aota Picks NFL Week 5. I'm Garrett. He's Jesse.
How we doing?
We're back. We're coming into this week hot. You're coming in red hot. We fucking went off last week. So a little record update. I was 4-2 on the week. Not terrible. Pretty good. 13-11 total on the year. Jesse, though, you were 7-0. Undefeated on picks. Laying down 7-2.
Huge week. I needed it. Really needed a big week, and I fucking nailed it. I was so happy.
Yes, sir. You're 17-9 on the year. We are 30-20 as a show.
Wow, that's not bad.
Not bad, right? You're carrying a little bit here, but both above 500. That's always good.
J.D. McKissick saved me. Saved me.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I was riding Washington as well. That was
they would have kicked the field goal and they would have won by 1.
Yeah. The spread at 1.5.
They would have kicked the field goal. They would have won by 1. It was 1.5.
That was sketchy coming down. The Titans fucked over both of our teasers, though.
Teasers, parlay,
they
survivor pool. They fucked there. Ryan Tannehill is. I didn't even think he played so bad.
He didn't have he actually threw for like 285, I think, but
he didn't play bad at all.
They didn't have Julio, they didn't have AJ Brown. Like, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it does, but
the Jets also just played better than you would have expected.
Hell of a game by the New York Football Jets.
Yeah,
hell of a game.
Zach Wilson had a big one.
A big day.
That fucked us over, though.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, a good week.
Can't complain.
Yeah, then the Saints. Saints fucked me, but
dude, they suck. They suck.
I'm not there yet. We'll get into it later, but I still think they're a good team.
We'll get into it.
The Saints are a weird team to me. The Giants are a weird team to me. That game really kind of confused me here.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Thursday night, last night, Rams, Seahawks. It's a pretty good game.
I honestly didn't even watch. I wasn't home.
No.
But I did watch one drive from the whole game. God, Gino.
Did you watch the last drive?
Yeah.
Dude, Gino came in looking good too.
Good.
He was looking good.
Very, very, very good.
Takes him down to 98 yards in his first drive.
It's impressive. Gino's a beast.
Did you see the double punt in that game?
I thought that was pretty cool.
Wild situation.
Very wild. And something you'd rarely ever see.
No, I don't think I've seen it before. I didn't realize apparently you can double punt because
I had no idea.
Up. Yeah, I did
not know that
was a thing.
Yeah, I did not know that. I was pretty shocked that was allowed, actually.
That's Gene Sarator on TV was literally saying, like, he was saying before they made the call that it wasn't allowed and it was going to come back. I don't think he really had an explanation for why.
No, I don't either.
I also can't imagine the refs knew the rules to that coming into the game.
No.
Like, I feel like that was kind of like a signal to the NFL offices, like, someone check like the back of the rule book, please, on this one.
Yeah, but how did they not know the rule?
I don't know. Do you think refs know every single like little rule to the game? Like, I feel like there's just some weird ones in there.
Isn't that their job?
It is, but I would be amazed if they memorized the full NFL rule book, like every single situation that could happen.
Excuse me. Isn't it their job to know every rule?
I suppose. And they may have, but I don't know. I feel like there's some rules where sometimes refs just got to like signal to like the league office, like, we're lost here.
Yeah. And I feel like in that case, the league office has to step in and make the right call.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the case, but I would honestly be shocked if like every ref knew every single little rule like that. Like I've never even thought about that being a situation.
No, me either, actually. It's pretty interesting.
Part of my take was actually talking about, I was hearing them talk about on today's episode, how it's possible to have a 1-point safety on an extra point. Like who would know that rule? So if the offense scores a touchdown, if the PAT is blocked, and let's say the defense recovers the ball and then runs backwards into their own end zone, that's 1 point.
So is that a point for Miami though?
It's a point for whoever the team kicking the PAT.
Oh yeah, whoever the team. Yeah.
So they would still get the extra point, but it's like a 1-point safety technically.
That's pretty interesting.
So yeah, I just feel like there's some rules like that.
Wait,
you just never think of.
So if it goes into the end zone, like let's say it's tipped, right? It's not blocked, but it lands in the end. Is that a touchback?
I think if a ball, I don't know how does that work? If a ball gets tipped and kind of like spirals over,
yeah, like
because the other team doesn't have to recover it. I think it's
correct.
It's only if they intend to recover it, right? I think it's if they intend to recover it and run it back. Otherwise, it could just be downed by the kicking team. So in that situation, I think if they left the end zone and then ran back into the end zone, yes. And if they recovered in the end zone and got tackled in the end zone, then it'd be a touchback.
I guess. Interesting.
Yeah. But rules.
It's pretty interesting.
Pop open a rule book if you got some free time this weekend.
Yeah, no.
Okay, let's go to Sunday's games now. We're going to start off over the pond in London. Jets 3-point underdogs going against the Falcons over under 45. This is going to be 6:30 our time.
Well,
big
sucks.
time who cares game.
What do you like?
Between these two teams, I have no idea. Ridley and Russell Gage are both going to be out, so I'm kind of leaning Jets right now. I love the over though. Overall,
I actually in this game I like the Jets.
Okay.
I think the Jets had a huge statement win last week.
Mm-hmm. They definitely did.
I actually just bet them right now. I took the Jets. Plus 125, good value on a team in London. And usually, like, home field advantage in London doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But, like, they're still a New York team, which means they get more publicity pretty much everywhere. You know, the big media market teams get the most publicity. As you see now, most of the media coverages only talk about the Rams and the Chargers and Tampa because of Brady. But if Brady wasn't in Tampa, like all the Boston teams always get a ton of news coverage. So I think there's going to be and I know through family, friends, and there's going to be a lot of Jet fans there.
Really? Traveling out to London?
Are traveling to London. A few are traveling to London. So
interesting.
I like the Jets.
I
think Zach Wilson.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think Zach Wilson really played well last week. And I think the Falcons just suck. I think the Falcons suck. So
I don't think the Falcons suck as much as I originally thought they suck. I still think they suck, but Zach Wilson's been playing better. Ever since he threw the 4 picks, he's like cut down on those half every single week. He went 4-2-1. You know, this week I wouldn't be surprised if it's 0. The Falcons have a terrible defense. They're ranked 29th in DVOA.
And they don't really have a great pass rush either. So
no, they don't. Corey Davis looks like him and Zach Wilson are getting connected now, which is good. I like the over, but I'm also leaning Jets with you in this one. Going to be a great uniform game too. The London games, there's always the weird combination of what jerseys everyone has.
Yeah. All the fans.
Yeah. Just fans from every
you see every team.
It's like a Sort of like the Super Bowl, but it's way more spread out. I always feel like Jaguars uniforms dominate this game too. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a overwhelming amount of Tebow jerseys.
Well, the Jaguars always play in London.
Watch for it. Yeah,
they play in London every year.
They have the market on London fans for sure.
Well, I mean, and especially they're playing at Tottenham.
Yep.
And the Jets might be the best football team that plays at Tottenham this year. So,
I'm technically a Tottenham fan, so I don't appreciate that type of talk on this show.
Me too. I watch their games every week.
Okay. I don't. I have no idea how we're doing right now, but
not well.
No, that sucks.
So, yeah. So,
I am a stated Tottenham fan, though.
The Jets might be the best team that plays in North London this year.
That's pretty depressing to think of. Okay. Let's go on then. Broncos, 0.5 point favorites against the Steelers, over under 39.5. Teddy practiced, so it's seeming more likely that he'll play.
If Teddy plays this game, I think the Broncos win.
Yeah, it's a whole different game for me depending on if Teddy plays. If he plays, I think they win. If he doesn't, I think they lose.
If Drew Lock is playing, then I'm going to ride with my heart and go Ben.
Yeah, I held on the Drew Lock train for a little too long, but this year I'm fully out on Drew Lock. When he came into it, just further confirmed that for me. I'm like, Drew Lock is not a good quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater's looked way better for this team.
I think Drew Lock sucks. I always thought Drew Lock sucked. So I'm going to have to agree with you there.
Then against the Steelers defense too, if he is the starter, it's going to be ugly.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly.
The Steelers offense though is fucking atrocious.
It's ugly.
It's really bad. The percentage of touches Najee Harris is getting right now is absurd.
I don't know what you do if you're Mike Tomlin here.
I think it's getting close to time to move on from Ben.
Well, obviously, but do you bench him? Do you bench Big Ben?
I think it's getting close to time to bench him. It's so hard to do that, I know, but because you have a team around him that can do well, and he's clearly bringing them down.
I don't think he could bench Ben.
I
don't think he could do it.
You would need another few weeks of just being bad. If they end up going, I don't know though. I mean, if they're 1-4, I think that's time to pull the plug.
I don't know.
It's a tough situation. They are, their offense is currently last in the league in the time it takes to throw the ball. Like Ben last year was getting rid of the ball in like a second and a half. And for some reason this year, now he's just holding on to it until literally he gets sacked.
Just so not Ben.
No, he's gone full
so not Ben.
What he was doing last year.
That's sad.
Yeah, so both in agreement then. If Teddy plays, Broncos win.
Yeah, and if Ben is there, then I'm sorry. If Locke is there, then I'm taking Ben.
Okay. Yep.
I got it. It's in my heart to always take and ride Big Ben.
Okay.
I can't.
Tough year for that.
I always defend him, but it's getting hard.
Mm-hmm.
Really getting hard.
All right. Next game. Lions are 10-point underdogs going into Minnesota, over under 49.
I don't think Minnesota's that good.
I don't either. I'm not convinced.
I don't like this spread. I think it's so high.
Agreement. Yeah.
Let's be real. I mean, Detroit plays mostly tough games.
Yeah, I was thinking Detroit isn't like the worst team in the league, and they're going to be feisty in pretty much every game. But the Chicago game last week really did not help that case much.
Chicago's a good defense.
Yes.
We saw when the Packers played an okay when the Lions played an okay defense.
Mm-hmm.
They played the Niners. The Niners have an okay defense. Their secondary is dog shit, but they get a ton of pressure. They lost by a touchdown. They went to Green Bay on Monday night. You're getting blown out no matter who you are. If you're the Lions, if you're the Bears, if you're the Vikings, you're getting blown out.
And they held in there for a half.
And you host the Ravens, and you barely lose to the Ravens. You barely lose. And then you have to go play in Chicago. I could see getting blown out.
Yeah, really that was demoralizing.
Yeah, so I think 10's a lot here. I think the Bears have a way better defense than the Vikings.
Yes.
I like the Lions plus the points.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way. The only thing that what the Bears game really confirmed for me is that the Lions defense is just atrocious.
It is atrocious.
They have no skill on that side of the ball at all.
No.
Their offense can be interesting in this game, though, I think.
I think so, too, especially with I think Anthony Barr is still out for Minnesota.
Yeah.
Which will open up TJ Hawkinson over the middle. And he has not been targeted since really the first game of the season.
He's been targeted in the red zone, I think. He's been putting up like some decent fantasy numbers, but he hasn't been as integral part of the offense that you think he would be. Also, the Lions' protection this year has been pretty impressive, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, and it's been better than what we all thought it would be. The only interesting thing is that Penei Sewell didn't really practice this week. He was limited on Friday, but he didn't play at all Wednesday and Thursday. So that's a little interesting when you're talking about their pressure, their offensive line.
Okay. Yeah, good to know.
I'm sorry. Anthony Barr did practice all week, so that actually does help Minnesota here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I still like the Lions to cover this. I think the Vikings defense they've played really good offenses, so it's a little
they have
a little biased, but their defense has been one of the worst in the league so far to start the year. And the Lions offense has been pretty good. Like I like Jared Goff. I think he has some weapons that are playing well around him. They're giving him time to throw.
I will say though, I mean, if Minnesota can do what they did defensively last week, the same as this week, this could be a blowout.
Oh, this game definitely could be a blowout. Yeah. I'm just saying I like the Lions offense against Minnesota's defense enough to keep it within double digits.
Yeah, but I mean, they held Nick Chubb and the Browns in check last week.
Yeah, Baker didn't play that well, if I'm being honest, but they did.
Baker's hurt.
Yes, he's got the torn labrum. Yeah, they did.
I don't know. I'm going to probably stay away from this game. Something I kind of like is the Vikings team total over 28.5.
Yeah, against this Lions defense, I would definitely go with that. I'm also, I got a little prop I was liking in this one too. Jared Goff rushing yards over 7.5.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Goff's been mobile lately.
Yeah.
Just need one good run. Minnesota, I mean, Anthony Barr is playing apparently, so that doesn't help as much, but I don't know. I feel like quarterbacks get loose against Minnesota.
It's fair.
All right, let's go to Packers 3-point favorites against the Bengals over under 50. For me personally, this is the Bengals are a little too high right now given their schedule.
Yeah,
they come back down
to
3 points. Yeah,
not a chance. I'm taking Green Bay by a million.
Yeah, I really like Green Bay here. Which the Bengals have played really well statistically. They've been really good, but they really haven't played a good offense yet.
No, and they also have a ton of injuries. Joe Mixon's probably not going to play.
Mm-hmm.
T. Higgins is questionable. Trey Waynes in their secondary is questionable. they're I don't know. I don't like them at all.
Yeah. Also, I guess they did play the Vikings, so one good offense. But
yeah,
it's Aaron Rodgers. They haven't played anyone like Aaron Rodgers yet. They almost lost to the Jaguars, who we know are terrible. But the Packers are rolling.
No, I love the Pack here. I love the Pack.
Yeah, pretty simple. I don't know. Anything more on this game?
Nope.
Oh,
all
right.
Packers team total is 27.
Their team total 27. Yeah, I like that. They just did that against the Steelers.
Yeah. Steelers have a good defense too.
All right, Dolphins 10-point underdogs against the Buccaneers. Over under 48. This, I don't know how I feel about this one.
Really either.
It's a weird one.
I was looking through all the lines last night, and I thought this was the most interesting line of the weekend. I don't like.
Agree with you there.
I don't. Brady against the Dolphins in his career is the worst team he plays.
Mm-hmm.
Does that continue?
It's in Tampa, but also I mean, either way, they're in Florida. Doesn't make that big of a difference.
Doesn't matter.
Brian Flores, he knows Brady. Miami's got that going for him.
I just think 10's a lot.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced that. Sorry, go ahead.
We said that last week. The good teams beat shit out of the bad teams.
Yeah.
Like last week, we both said that Houston plus 17 was a lot of points, and they lost 40-0.
Yeah.
Is this year a good team against the bad team? I don't think the Dolphins are that bad of a team.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that the Dolphins are a shit team yet. I'm convinced they're not a very good team, but I'm not convinced that they're a shit team.
Shit team.
There's a difference. Like, there's still a team that can make noise against the really good teams.
Yeah, I agree.
They're really weird to me. The Bucs too, something like the Bucs we take for granted. They're a very skilled team, but the last 2 weeks they got ran out of town by the Rams. Then they barely beat the Patriots.
That was
granted, that was an emotional kind of strange game, but I mean, still, if we're looking at their last 2 weeks, they haven't been
great.
I mean, and Dallas too. Dallas looks like they're a good team. That was a super close game. Like, the Bucs haven't really come out yet and just been as dominant, I think, as we expected. Even the Falcons game, that was close for a while.
For a while, until Matt Ryan threw 2 picks on 2 throws.
Yeah, exactly.
But see, that's on Matt Ryan. That's not on the Bucs offense being so explosive.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird game.
I'm going to say I like Miami plus the points, but Tampa's going to win the game.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from it. If I was going to take one, I would take the Dolphins plus the points. And
I'm staying away. Away. But
I don't hate the Dolphins money line. I mean, I think
I do. They're not going to win.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that they win this game.
They're not going to win.
If you want like a big underdog pick this week, the Dolphins would be my underdog pick.
Would be, yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. I don't think they're actually going to win, but that would be my underdog pick. I wouldn't be shocked if they did.
No, me either.
The Bucs would not be my survivor pick this week. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Next game, Patriots 8.5-point favorites going into Houston, over under 39.5. Houston got ran out of town. The Patriots look feisty against the Bucs, but like we said, that was a super emotional game in Foxborough.
I don't know.
8.5's a lot.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think Mac Jones is great. I think Houston sucks.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a shitty football game.
Pretty much. Yeah, I agree with that.
Honestly, I'm going to stay away, but the Patriots probably win this game.
I think so. I learned a lot about the Patriots last game that I didn't know previously. I would say one, Judon is an absolute animal.
You didn't know that before?
I knew that, but like watching him in that game, like, wow, this guy is like legitimately one of the best pass rushers that we got right now.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy's wreaking
He was
havoc.
like that in Baltimore. He was that good in Baltimore.
I don't know. I don't. People get passed over in Baltimore. Obviously, I knew him. I knew he was good, but people get passed over in Baltimore. I feel like their defense is just
Also,
always good.
I feel like also like when you're on the Patriots, you expect the Patriots to be good defensively.
Mm-hmm.
So when one person is just jamming out for 60 minutes of football, you notice it.
Yeah, I don't expect people to stand out on the Patriots defense. I expect them just as a unit to look good, but like people not making standout, like continuously making standout plays for some reason.
Yeah,
but he definitely was.
That's fair. Yeah, he was, which is why they won. Which is why they were in the game.
Yo, how about a little more interesting than breaking down this game because it's probably gonna be a shit game? How about Stephon Gilmore?
How the fuck do you give a sick round pick?
Right? I thought this guy was still like one of the best defensive players in the game.
Fuck do you? How do you take a sixth round?
That was
and why are you cutting him?
Yes, I don't understand it at all.
You might as well keep him.
Then sorry,
what is he in the last year of his contract? Who cares? Keep him. If you're not getting anything worth it in return, then you should keep him. Which is exactly what Colorado, the Rockies, did when the trade deadline came and they didn't send Story anywhere. We rather lose Story than not pick up garbage. and Belichick did a classic Belichick move.
I just don't understand like the strategy in this. First of all, they were going to just release him and get nothing, which made no sense. Then teams obviously start calling because what team doesn't want Stephon Gilmore? Then instead of they
would have fucking ended up in Jacksonville.
They could have heard out calls, leveraged them against each other, and gotten more than a 6th-round pick. Like I feel like the Panthers were the first ones to call, and like their first offer was a 6th-round pick. Sure,
yeah.
Okay. I don't understand the move.
Makes me pissed.
Bill O'Brien, his DeAndre Hopkins trade makes a little more sense. Maybe that's
who
I don't
did
know
the Patriots trade last year for like the Patriots traded somebody last year for like a 4th-round pick.
I don't remember who, but I definitely remember some weird shit like this happening.
He traded.
Man, I don't remember who though. I genuinely don't understand the move. Panthers got a hell of a corner there. Panthers are they're getting a little interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this game, I could see the Texans keeping it close. If I'm being honest, I could see the Patriots blowing them out. I have no idea how this is gonna go.
Oh, they traded Gronk.
Oh yeah, for like nothing.
For a 4th.
That one I understand a little more because like Gronk just wasn't going to play for them.
So keep him retired.
But yeah, you would have to figure. Actually, I don't know. Gronk was in a weird situation where everyone knew he was probably only going to Tampa. So if you're a different team, you're not going to trade for him because he's probably not going to play for you. He's going to do that lion shit and be like, oh no, I'm actually retired.
And it was about 2 years ago. I was actually traded to the Detroit Lions, and I called up, and I got the phone call, and I was contemplating if I should retire or not about 2 years ago, and I was like, you just traded me to the Lions? I go, oh, I'm retired. Like, I don't know how that trade can go through, and then 2 days later, the trade never went through.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
They're going to trade you?
Yeah, I got traded. I told that story before last year.
I never heard that.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, no, I'm retired. How can you trade me? And I stayed on the Patriots.
You guys can't trade me.
Then good, stay retired.
Yeah. This trade mind-boggling then, though.
Very.
next game, the Saints are 2-point favorites against the football team, over under 43.5.
I have a massive problem with New Orleans. I bet on New Orleans, they lose. I bet against New Orleans, they win. Done. I'm done with New Orleans. I love the football team here.
It's been a wild season for the Saints so far.
A very interesting season for the Saints. And now, all of a sudden, the news is coming out that who's the new team interested in Deshaun Watson?
Is this New
It's
Orleans?
the Saints. It is the Saints.
These are rumors now?
They're now added to the mix.
I don't think anyone can actually play Deshaun Watson this year.
No. Oh,
I don't think the NFL is
no.
going to let it happen.
Do you think he'll ever play again?
I mean, it really depends on what the legal outcome is, I think. Because, like, I mean, NFL teams, if they're able to play him, are going to play him.
Yeah. Would you play him, though?
I mean, no, I don't have domestic abusers on my fantasy team. We run a clean operation. I would do the same
Only
as an
clean.
NFL organization.
I love the football team here, especially at home. I've had enough of the Saints. I think this Jameis project is just a complete failure. I think they suck. Their defense is good, but they give up a lot of points, and they haven't been able to make stops when they need to.
Okay. I'm gonna disagree with you on this one. I'm still on the Saints bandwagon this year. I think the Giants are kind of interesting. Like every single game that they play, there's one or two plays that like it's either a break for them or a break for the other team. Depending on how those go is who is gonna win. This one, it happened to be the Giants. If the Kenny Stills touchdown doesn't get called back in this game, Saints win this one easily.
Yeah.
Full momentum's going their way. Taysom Hill doesn't throw that pick right after. Saints win it easy, I think.
Easily.
Also, I'm kind of the Giants have kind of won me back. Their offense is looking a lot better with injured receivers too. I think they keep it close against the Cowboys. So I still think the Saints are a good team. Their defense is I'm still impressed by their defense. Kenny Stills, that's going to be interesting. Michael Thomas is going to be coming back after their bye next week too. Kamara needs more touches.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest issue. I don't know what's up with the play call.
They're not running their offense through Kamara.
No. Which, like, I mean, help Jameis out a little bit. Like, let him throw it to the best player on the field. Draw up plays.
Also,
for
run the
him
ball.
To be the primary receiver.
They don't run the ball.
Run the ball.
Run the ball.
Exactly. I just think the play calling's been weird. I think Sean Payton's still trying to figure out how to adjust from Drew Brees to Jameis Winston. But I think every week he's going to figure out a little more. And by like the second half of the season, the Saints are going to be rolling.
I hope so.
I'm tired of Taysom Hill being a fantasy football cuck as well.
Who? Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you ever start Taysom Hill in fantasy?
No, that's you wouldn't. But he takes every other Saints player's fantasy points because they get down to the goal line and then put in Taysom Hill, who no one has, to run it in for 3 yards out on a QB power. That's like what my position was in high school football, is just catch a direct snap, run it like through the A gap, and we're going to put everyone there to block. And they're running this like high school Pop Warner type of offense with Taysom Hill stealing fantasy points. I'm sick of it, but it's all right.
Whatever. Fuck it. I like Washington.
I like the Saints. Agree to disagree on that one. All right. Eagles +3 versus the Panthers, over under 45.
I love Carolina here.
Oh, really? I'm going to disagree with you on this one too. Let's hear it.
Stephon Gilmore, JC Horn.
Is Stephon Gilmore going to be playing this week?
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay.
I
definitely
still like Carolina here. I understand McCaffrey's not playing. McCaffrey is doubtful, but their secondary's good. They won't have Shaq Thompson, which will be huge because who's going to spy on Hurts?
Mm-hmm.
But I
also think J.C. Horn might be out.
As of right now, he's not on the injury report.
Oh, really? Never mind.
Excuse me. I also just still think the Eagles are the worst team in football.
That's because he's on the IR.
Oh, it sucks. Again, whatever. I still think the Eagles are the worst team in football.
Okay. Yeah, so I think the Eagles are interesting. I think they're an interesting team. I like the Panthers. I think they're actually going to be like they're going to have a chance at playoffs. They're going to be one of the better teams this year, but J.C. Horn's out. I don't think Gilmore's going to be playing yet. They're banged up defensively, so Eagles receivers have impressed me. Jalen Hurts has looked good this year. The Eagles were hanging in there with the Chiefs last week, and I think their defense is going to step up against Carolina's offense. If McCaffrey plays and is actually healthy, I mean, that's probably going to be a different story, but I don't really like the Panthers offense without McCaffrey right now.
I think you got to sit him this week.
From a fantasy perspective?
No, that too, but
you're saying like the Panthers got to sit him.
The Panthers should sit McCaffrey this week. Look.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring him back.
He's your franchise. Yeah. He's everything that you do. If he does not feel 8,000,000%, you don't play him.
Yeah, because they brought him back for a game last year. Then he got
hurt. And he got hurt.
Like one quarter.
And that was it. He was done for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. They shouldn't play him, but we'll
if
see.
He does not feel 100%, he does not play.
Mm-hmm. I like a defensive game here, though. I like a low score.
And I think Matt Rule's a better coach than Nick Sirianni, whatever the hell his name is.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, prefer Matt Rule. Yeah, I'm expecting low scoring, keeping it close. I'm leaning a little bit Eagles, but I'm not in love with either of them. All right, next game, Titans 4.5-point favorites going into Jacksonville. Over under 49. Urban Meyer.
Let's not talk about it.
Nope. Okay. I think that's the
what
thing we got to talk about.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I thought originally, as I was saying it, I thought you were going to talk about Tennessee's win last week.
Okay. Yeah.
But
we don't have to talk about that.
How do you feel about this?
So, I mean, it's obviously not a good look. Like, the thing is, I don't think there's anything like too just like scandalous around it, you know? But the worst part from a coaching perspective for him is that he didn't go back on the team playing. Like,
I think
everyone talking about it who's played in the NFL was like, I've never seen a coach do that. Coaches always want the team playing back.
I get it, though, because they're playing in Cincinnati. He's near Columbus. He wants to go check out his businesses in Columbus.
But still, as an NFL coach, like...
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't
he married?
Yes.
What do you think his wife thinks of this whole thing?
So apparently there was... I think it was before, like, the video had come out, but it was just, like, pictures were coming out of Urban at the bar. And his wife actually tweeted.
I saw.
Yeah, she's like, meanwhile, I'm at home babysitting.
Mommy time or something.
Yep. Then
if you watch the video, though, Urban is like this with his hands like covering his you-know-where.
Yeah. Well, I think his hands are doing a little more than just covering, but he was making, somewhat of an attempt.
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Did you see Martellus Bennett's tweet?
No.
It was hilarious. It was basically just, he was saying like Urban was going back to see his old hoes. But it also, the things coming out from the Jaguars organization, how like players don't respect Urban Meyer is like the #1 news coming out of Jacksonville right now.
You see the video of them 1, 2, 3 grind.
Yeah.
Funny.
2-3
Funny.
grind. Other position, when he was in position meetings, like trying to apologize, they were like laughing him out of rooms supposedly. So
It's a bad look.
yeah, I don't see how the Jaguars can be functioning right now.
How is he not fired?
I don't know, because they owe him a shit ton of money. I think right now they're just trying to find a way to not owe him a shit ton of money.
How is he not fired? I don't care. You're a billionaire. You own an NFL team. And you know what? This is why the Jaguars are the laughing stock of the NFL.
But
it's because they do shit like this.
Dude, they never should have hired Urban Meyer. Like,
fuck no.
Clearly a terrible decision.
And I'm really happy because originally the rumors were that he wanted to either be with Herbert or Trevor, and I really wanted Urban.
Really?
But it's all right. We got the coach of the year now. Doesn't matter.
You're lucky. Yeah, as dumb as Spanos is, I imagine he would never let Urban fuck up Justin Herbert like that. Like he is.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
So this is all right. So for this game in particular, this is it's interesting in the fact that the Jaguars just looked pretty damn good against the Bengals, and the Titans obviously did not look good against the Jets.
They looked pretty fucking bad against the Jets.
But I think all that does is just help us out on the spread, bring it down a little bit. We got it at 4.5 now. After that, I don't think the Jaguars are like a functioning team anymore.
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I love the Titans.
Me too. That's it.
This is, in my mind, this is when the Jaguars season just starts like snowballing. And then Urban's got to be gone in the next few weeks. If that's the case, we'll see.
I think he gets fired before the season ends.
I agree. Yeah, I can't see him lasting full 18 weeks in an NFL season. No way.
Yeah, no, me either.
Okay. Bears 5.5 point underdogs going into Vegas over under 44.5. Justin Fields officially the starter.
That's some good news if you're a Bears fan.
Yeah. I think Matt Nagy was forced to start him.
Good.
What it sounds like.
Good.
That's another that guy's got to be fired soon.
Yeah, he's got to be fired.
I don't understand it.
He's trying to ruin Justin Fields' career out here.
Yeah. And he's no longer even like running the offense. Like what is Matt Nagy doing that's of benefit to the organization?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. No. How'd you feel about the Raiders last week?
Fuck them. They suck. They're so overhyped. I hate the Raiders. I always hate the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bosa's right about Derek Carr.
We did a great job on both sides, running and passing. We knew once we hit him a few times, he really gets shook, and you saw on CeCe's sack, he was pretty much curling into the ball before we even got back there. So, great dude, great player. He's been having a great year, but we know once you get pressure on him, he kind of shuts down.
I agree. Yeah.
And of course, Derek's never going to admit it, but ever since his leg injury, we've seen him do this.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to take hits. He goes down quick. He crumbles into a ball. Bosa was right.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised Bosa said that. I feel like you never really see players just straight up basically calling guys pussies after they play, but that's what he did. And I don't think he's necessarily wrong. When Carr feels pressure early, he kind of like starts getting he gets tentative in the pocket.
And I also find it crazy because like Bosa never says shit.
Mm-hmm.
He rarely opens his mouth, and for him to open his mouth, he must be saying something that's important to him. Because you know what? I mean, people give Herbert a lot of credit. Like when you're talking about the Chargers, everyone always talks about Herbert. But right now, he's not the best player on our team. It's Bosa. And Bosa's our leader. So he's got to open his mouth. I like it. It's not wrong.
He's definitely getting in Carr's head for next time they play too.
Oh yeah, and I also think the Raiders secondary who was decimated with injuries last week was terrible.
Yeah, it's for sure. Herbert carved them up,
and their run defense was not great. I kind of like the Bears here, but
okay.
Since this game is in Las Vegas, I like the Raiders. I think the Raiders will win the game.
Yeah, so the Raiders I'm a little more concerned about than I was before. I mean, I think them coming back a little bit in the second half though does show a lot. They didn't just back out of that game. No. And the biggest thing for me in this one though is I'm not big on the Bears at all. Like Justin Fields looked good against the Lions. Like we said earlier, the Lions defense sucks. Before
I look good against the Lions.
Even though Matt Nagy's not calling plays anymore, I don't think Fields is going to do anywhere nearly as good. Fields also has an issue holding on to the ball. The Raiders pass rush has been solid.
So, yeah, it's been very solid.
Yeah, I think we're not going to see a very good game out of Justin Fields this week.
Me either.
But I just started thinking about this with the Derek Carr not being able to handle pressure. I mean, I think the Bears are going to send a lot of pressure at him this week.
I
also feel like Derek Carr is going to try and overcompensate and try to move the ball down the field more than he previously was.
Than what he normally does, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be thinking about having his eyes up now. So Derek Carr to throw an interception. Kind of loving that prop this week.
I do like that prop also.
Getting it at Derek Carr to throw an interception plus 120, I'm seeing.
I like that.
Yeah, so I'll be adding that later, actually. Big fan of that one. Besides that, I like the Raiders to win. 5.5 is a weird spread for me, though.
I agree there. I think it's going to jump or switch ways, maybe down 4, maybe up to 6.5.
Yeah.
Before Sunday.
David Montgomery's out too. Yeah. Josh Jacobs back for the Raiders. Yep. Okay. All right. Browns 2.5-point underdogs against the Chargers. Over under 47.
How are we favored in this game?
Okay, I was gonna say I get you guys have been playing well, but I'm surprised.
How the fuck are we favored in this game? Me too. I'm taking the Browns. We're gonna lose.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I was curious how you were feeling about that because I didn't know how high you were on the Chargers, but I definitely don't think they're deserving of being favored over the Browns at this point in the season.
Not be where they're not deserving. We're the best team in the AFC. Come on.
Okay.
Record-wise, and if you look at the standings, we're in first in the AFC. So
fair.
I don't know how we're favored in this game.
No. You guys beat the Chiefs. Browns lost to the Chiefs. Like, there's that, but that doesn't justify. I don't know. I like the Browns though.
The Browns lost to the Chiefs, and we beat the Chiefs beat the Browns, and we beat the Chiefs. So technically, that means we're the best team in the league.
Yeah, exactly. That's how that works. Yeah.
I only think we're favored because we're home.
That could be.
This game was in Cleveland. Cleveland's favored. Also, I think the Baker injury is huge.
Yeah. Browns offense not looking good last week. That definitely contributes.
That'll change this week though, because the Chargers have one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL.
Yeah, the Browns are still going to be able to run it down your guys' throats. Like Chubb and Hunt are combined averaging over 5 yards per carry. You're not going to stop them.
No.
Odell Beckham has the most air yards of any player this season after missing 2 games too. I'm putting that on cool. Baker Mayfield. Air yard, as in like he's had the most not completed yards, basically.
Well, him and Odell never got along well. They never play well together.
They never do. No. I put that on Baker Mayfield though.
Yeah, me too.
Like Odell actually looked pretty good. Like he was getting open and shit, but ball's not getting there.
I'm nervous to see this Cleveland pass rush against our offensive line. The left side of our offensive line is great. Slater has I don't know how he's not in Rookie of the Year talks. The guy hasn't a lot of pressure.
Have we had a Rookie of the Year offensive lineman?
No. Quentin Nelson?
Was he?
I don't remember.
Haven't even thought about that, but yeah.
Did Quentin Nelson win Rookie of the Year? He received votes, but he did not win.
Okay. That would take a lot.
Saquon won.
That makes sense.
But I mean, come on, the guy has a lot of pressure.
It's-
Pressure?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think didn't he like not allow pressure his whole last year too in college?
He hasn't allowed a pressure since January of 2018. We're in 2021,
absurd.
ladies and gentlemen.
That's so absurd.
I'm interested to see what Cleveland does, where they put Miles and where they put Clowney, because with Storm Norton, who is probably one of the worst offensive tackles on the right side, they're probably going to line up Miles on the right side all game.
I think so.
And just let him eat.
I think that's where Miles tends to line up as well. Yeah, and the Browns defense, I mean, they've been really good. Like they've played some really good offenses this year and have still been really good.
Good. I like the Browns here.
I do too. Yeah. My power rankings in the AFC also, I think the Browns are probably like number 2 right now for me.
Me too.
So yeah, I'm
Behind the
Browns.
Chargers, of course.
Mine's the Bills, but yeah. All right, next game, Giants 7-point underdogs going into Dallas, over under 52. I like the Giants here. Not gonna lie.
Giants have no receivers.
They still find ways. Who's actually out for them at receiver?
Shepard,
Okay.
Slayton, and Jabril Peppers.
Damn, Shepard's back out.
Yep. And Jabril Peppers.
Fuck. Okay, that's not great.
So it's going to be Galladay. It's going to be a lot of Kenny Galladay, Darius Toney, and John Brown. Got a nice touchdown last week.
Yeah. John Ross.
John Ross. What did I say? John Brown?
John Brown, yeah. I want to.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was
John Ross,
right? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, John Ross. Not
okay.
John Brown.
I confused myself right there. I wasn't. Okay, yeah. John, that guy's still fast. He's still running 4.2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Giants offense has been good. It just
been
continues
clicking.
to be good. Dallas's defense, it's better than we expected it to be. But
what do you think of the move of them cutting Jalen Smith?
I don't hate it. I heard some people talking about how Jalen Smith was like very obviously one of the slowest players on that defense, and like he just having a lack of speed was being more of a detriment to their defense than anything. So yeah, I kind of like it. I don't think it was the right fit anymore.
Yeah, I agree. If you watch a lot of the video, like Twitter and shit, like you see videos of him just being blown in coverage or just missing his zone. And
yeah, you have to be more like versatile in today's NFL. You have to be able to even if you're, a big fucking linebacker, you still got to be able to move in coverage and like be productive in that term. So I don't hate
and
it.
be able to cover running backs and tight ends.
And the Cowboys have some like young, good linebackers now.
With Leighton Vander Esch and Micah Parsons. So I like the Cowboys here.
I think the Cowboys probably win, but I think it's gonna be a close game the whole time.
So do I. I think the spread's high, and the Giants and Cowboys is always a close game.
Yep. 7 points is just too much for the matchup.
Yeah, I like the boys here.
Okay. Yeah, Giants to cover, Cowboys to win for me.
Yeah.
All right, 49ers, 5-point underdogs going into Arizona, over under 50. I said last week.
This is a lot too.
Game for the best team in the NFL. Now, Cardinals, best team in the NFL. Undisputed. This is going to be, I'll say this is going to be the test if we're for real, I guess. I don't know. That was basically last week. I mean, we looked really good against the Rams. If Trey Lance plays this game, I can't see the 49ers winning.
Trey Lance is starting.
Yeah.
Officially
starting. So
officially starting.
I don't know. I kind of love us here.
So do I.
The 49ers are still going to be able to like run the ball some against us because our rush defense isn't that great. We're still giving up like 5 yards per carry, but our offense,
but
feel pretty good about.
I'm sorry, as of this moment in time, we cannot talk about the line.
No,
the line has been taken off books due to Trey Lance playing.
Oh, so this is about to go up.
It's either about to go up or down.
Like 7. I'm guessing it's going to go up to 7.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. If Trey plays, then who knows what they put the line at?
Okay. You could still get it some places at 5.
Yeah, probably. I hope you would have taken it early.
Though. Yeah. No, I legitimately think this is a horrible matchup for Trey Lance to make his first start.
So do I.
We've recovered
Cardinals.
Or I think the stat is we forced 9 fumbles, recovered 5 so far this year. I think that's what maybe we've recovered 9. Something crazy. We have the highest in the league. Our defense is just fucking fast. Like everywhere. We're fast.
You guys are good.
A QB that's only played, 20 FCS games in his career, going against the Cardinals defense right now. It's just a losing situation for the Niners. So yeah, I don't see us losing.
I agree. And now, according to Adam Schefter, Kittle is doubtful.
And Kittle is doubtful.
Which is huge because when they had what the hell is his name? CJ Beathard, Nick Mullins, Shanahan lowered the offense, and everything went through Kittle.
Kittle was getting like 15 targets a game.
Yeah, now that it's Lance, he might try to do the same thing. If Kittle's out, that's an issue.
Debo might get like 20 targets this game, though.
Dead ass.
Got to hit him a lot.
I like the Cardinals, though.
Yep, big time on the Cardinals. All right, Sunday night football. The Bills are 3-point underdogs going into Kansas City. Over under all the way up at 56.5. So best team in the AFC, I guess, is that. I think you can make the argument that Bills, Chiefs, and Chargers, Browns is matchups between the 4 best teams in the AFC.
Yeah. And you know what's nice, though, for Buffalo? 82, 78, and sunny in Kansas City on Sunday night. Rain is supposed to start around 9.
It's going to be a high scorer. That's for sure.
Until the rain comes in.
That's going to start at 9?
At 9.
Which would be
at
like
9 Central.
9 Central, so that would be like
6 starts. Which is not 6.
About halftime.
About halftime.
That's going to make things interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of the Chiefs obviously have the potential to be the best team in the league on any given week, but based off what has happened so far this season, the Bills are a clearly better team to me.
I think the Chiefs, out of those 4 teams we just talked about, are the worst.
As of right, I mean, what they've shown on the field this year, I would probably agree with you. Maybe I don't know. I'd probably agree with you.
You beat the Eagles. Sick. They should be 1-3. If there wasn't a muff punt in the Cleveland game, they'd be 1-3.
Exactly. They beat the Browns, but like there was some weird shit happening.
Yeah. Plus, Plus, I mean, they have the worst. Realistically, Kansas City is the worst defense in the league.
Yeah, they're not good. They haven't been good defensively. The Eagles, I mean, Jalen Hurts was going off against them.
If Kansas City wins this week, I might say they're back. If they lose this week, I don't see it.
I don't know. It's interesting, yeah. The Bills are also they're just lighting it up right now.
Yeah, the Bills are getting hot, and it's the right time to get hot because if you need to go into somewhere and get a big, big win, it's Kansas City, and I think the Bills do it.
Yeah,
I like Buffalo.
Yeah, I like how Buffalo's schedule has played into this game too, where like last 2 weeks have just been big time confident boosters, and they haven't confident boosters going into this game like this. They haven't looked ahead of this matchup at all. They're flying high right now, coming into the biggest game of the year so far for them. So I like them in the spot, and they've been better than the Chiefs have so far.
I'm taking Buffalo.
I am too. All right, Colts 7-point underdogs going into Baltimore, over under 46, Monday Night Football. I think 7 points is too high on the Colts here.
I don't.
No. You're down on the Colts or just big on the Ravens?
I think the Colts suck.
Oh. Even
last year, the Colts, they lost to the Colts. I'm sorry, the Ravens beat the Colts last year 24-10.
Okay.
I like the same score.
That was in?
It was early in the season.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, it was like the middle of the season. I think it was week 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm. I still like the Colts. Like, I don't think the Colts are going to be a bad team. I think last week helps them to start turning this thing around. And that division is very much like up in the air. Like
wide open right now.
Yeah. I think the Colts are going to come into this game wanting it more.
The thing is, I don't see the Ravens losing on prime time. The Ravens don't lose on prime time.
They already did this year. Lost to the Raiders.
No, I'm sorry. They don't lose in prime time at home.
At home. Okay.
They beat Kansas City at home.
Yeah.
The Ravens are a better coach team. They're a disciplined team. They're going to play well this week. I like the Ravens. I think the points are a lot, though. You're right. But
yeah, I mean, I think the Ravens have some holes, specifically on the offensive line that hasn't really been exposed. I mean, last week the Broncos defense looked pretty good against them. The Ravens didn't have their best offensive game. The Colts have a pretty fucking solid defense that I think they keep it close. I don't know. I would still lean the Ravens to win this game, but I think it's going to be a pretty close game.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
Okay, time for locks. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Did your mortal hit last week?
Yes, it did. Lock of the weeks. I'm 2-2 now. You are 4.
What was your mortal last week?
It was the Browns.
Oh yeah, that was a mortal lock.
Yep. It was a little sketchy. Not gonna lie.
A little bit. I had the Browns in a lot of things last week, and they were pretty sketch. Yep. So I'll start this week. I like Green Bay -3. I don't see them losing to Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is very overrated, and especially with Mixon out. Mm-hmm. Their offense will be a little stagnant. T. Higgins is a little hurt. I like the Jets money line. Second time this season, I'm taking the Jets.
Okay.
Let's see if they fuck me in the ass this time. If Drew Lock plays, I like the Steelers. Pick them. If not, I'm not touching it.
Okay.
So pay attention to your scouting reports. The injury report for this week.
Pick pending.
Right. Pick pending. I like Carolina -2.5. Buffalo +3. My mortal lock of the week is the Ravens money line.
Ravens money line?
Ravens money line.
Damn, okay.
I guess I will do the hot chip challenge because I clearly haven't lost yet. I don't think I'm ever gonna lose.
Wow.
So
wow, we're getting confident now.
I'm confident. I'm hot, baby.
Hot, and you're risking the hot chip on that.
Yeah, I'll do it. Why not? Hot for hot, right?
All right, let's do it. My locks, I'm going the London game over 45 for the Falcons and Jets. Jared Goff over 7.5 rushing yards, putting that prop on there. Saints -2 against the football team, bounce back for them this week. Eagles and Panthers under 45. That's going to be a snoozer. Browns +3 against the Chargers, bought 0.5 point on that one. I'm going Colts +7 against the Ravens. I'm going Derek Carr prop. I'm adding this one to throw an interception at +125. And my lock of the week, I'm going Titans money line against the Jaguars -205. If that one doesn't hit in honor of Vrabes, no, this bet's going to be more in honor of Urban Meyer's coaching strategy, I guess. I'm going to do up downs. I'll say 10 up downs for every point that the Titans lose by on the next show. So, yeah.
Well, actually, I was 8-0-1 last week. Derrick Henry had the most rushing yards.
Oh, did you throw that out on the show?
Yeah. And
missed it. My bad.
Okay. And I had a push last week.
Which one was that?
Giants and Jets, who wins first?
Right. Okay.
And they both won on the same day.
They both won on the same day. I was thinking about that when the Jets won. I was like, holy shit, this is quicker than I thought. But like,
and I was freaking out
Giants
because
won too, so that didn't help too much.
I was freaking out because the Giants won first. The Giant game ended before the Jet game did. And I'm like, holy shit, they literally won by like 4 minutes. Like, am I going to be screwed? But
it just pushed.
And they pushed.
Okay. Okay, so actually, in that case, you are 18-9-1. And the show
First push of the year.
31-20-1.
There we go. That sounds a little better.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Love that. Okay. That's it for this episode. Anything else?
No. Go Chargers.
Go Cards. Thank you guys for listening.
Peace.
We're out.